Now, I would like to call a gentleman who is an accountant, a bank executive, and has been for a very long time. In 2002, he was appointed the executive director of Finca Uganda, which is a microfinance deposit-taking institution, position he held till 2010. He was then appointed to the managing director and chief executive of Centenary Bank, where he served until Jan of 2015, and I think he still serves today. He is a Rotary member of Chiwatule, and he is also a Paul Harris Fellow. I need to ask him what that means. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the Chief Executive and Managing Director of Centenary Bank, Mr. Fabian Kasi, to give his remarks. Sorry. Should use this here. Just press play there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for the introduction, and I bring you greetings from Centenary Bank. Thank you again for this conference. Us at Centenary Bank, we are grateful to be part of this. The presentation today is about what we are doing as a bank with regarding to promoting local content. And I'll tell you that Centenary Bank in this country is one of the biggest local content banking services institution, if not the biggest. And I'll quickly take you through the story of how this has been attained. What we have is an outline of the presentation. I'll quickly go through, and possibly at the end there will be questions. But I'll just, give a highlight of what the bank does over time for the last 30 years, and basically and specifically the interventions for local content, because it is the purpose of this presentation. That is basically the history, saying that we started in 1983, so operating in 1985, basically a development bank, rural. It is still Centenary Rural Development Bank, because some people sometimes have asked whether we've changed when they hear it is Centenary Bank. It is a Centenary Rural Development Bank, a bank that was founded to develop enterprises, especially those in the rural areas. The next slide just goes to show, the composition of the ownership. As you can see, this is a bank that was founded by the Catholic Church in Uganda, being owned by the 19 Catholic dioceses in this country, including the Catholic Secretariat, owning about 70%. So it is truly a local content institution. But of course, we had to also have partners from out of the country, from France and Netherlands, who came and partnered with the local owners to be able to drive the agenda of the bank. And the agenda, as far as the vision is concerned, providing financial services, focusing on microfinance, but the mission being to provide financial services which are appropriate, especially microfinance, to all people, and particularly those in the rural areas, in a sustainable manner, and of course in accordance with the law. That summarizes the raison d'etre, or the mission, the being there of the institution. These are basically values that form the pillars on which our operations run. A couple of them, as you can see, professionalism, leadership, and so on. But I quickly run to the next slide. I think I've skipped one. Should be able to go back. No. Currently serving close to 2.5 million customers in this country. And of course, as you know, Uganda is one of the countries where not many people are dealing with banks. We have 25 commercial banks dealing or serving about 80 million customers, of whom 2.5 are being served by this bank. Through its branch network, the biggest currently standing at 81 and close to 190 ATMs, automated teller machines. Agent banking is one of the key delivery channels that has been introduced lately. Currently, the bank operating over 5,000 locations. The bank has also used digital platforms to be able to deliver services to the people, to Ugandans, using phones, mobile banking platform, cards, Visa cards and MasterCards. I'm sure those of you who've operated, you've seen them. Currently doing 1.2 million cards in this country, as opposed to the 2.5 million cards that are being operated in this country. So we can see the effort and the thrust that this bank is doing as far as those various channels of distribution are concerned. When we are talking about the balance sheet value, currently running at close to 5 trillion Uganda shillings, second biggest, having moved in that trajectory. When we talk about, next slide is to do with liabilities, deposits that have been mobilized from the 2.5 million accounts that I talked about, close to 3.5 trillion, which is a market share of about 13% as far as the industry is concerned. Loans that have been extended over 2 trillion Uganda shillings, again a share of about 13% as far as the whole industry is concerned. Profitability, the bank has been posting profits, as you can see in that graph. By the end of June last year, 122 billion. By the end of this year, over 200 billion. Again, projecting the level of sustainability that a financial institution need to have if it is to continue serving customers in the country. Of course, all this is meant to show where we've been, the kind of preparation, the kind of service that the institution does, and when it comes to oil and gas, the level of effort, the level of sustainability that the bank will be able to offer. And this slide goes ahead to explain how the bank is contributing to local content. And this one revolves along 4 pillars of financial inclusion. First one is accessibility. As you can see, the bank has given accessibility. If we go to the Albertine region, accessibility in terms of branch network, in terms of agents, we have 316 bank agents in the Albertine region. You recall that we have over 5,000 in the country and still growing. We are in position to also use a mobile banking van to reach where we are not physically, where the branches are not or where the agents are not. But also customers can use their phones through the banking platform to be able to access services. The ATMs, we've already talked about the 190 that we have, and also internet or online banking are some of channels that have been availed to deliver services to our customers. So that is accessibility, again, ensuring that SMEs or enterprises that are operating in this region are able to access financial services. The second pillar of financial access or financial inclusion is usability of services. We've been able to ensure that we design products that speak to the needs of the customers. We can say that we've so far facilitated opening of accounts that are being compensated along the pipeline through the 10 districts. And so far we've been able to facilitate almost 3,500 customers that in that area. And of course, we are going into another phase where we'll be having many more open accounts and being able to access services. But as they open accounts, they don't stop there because they need to understand how to use financial services. Financial literacy is one of the key things that we deliver to these people and continuing to make them understand how to better use the funds that have been given to them as compensation. Okay, of course, sensitizing them, financial literacy, I've already spoken to those ones as some of the things that we do. And on top of customizing solutions, and we will continue, of course, as we get to understand the needs of these customers, and it is a continuous exercise. The third pillar is affordability of financial inclusion. We try to ensure that these services are delivered at affordable prices when it comes to fees, when it comes to interest rates. And of course, when we talk about affordability, it doesn't mean the cheapest. We are talking about, given the kind of services that are being delivered, what kind of value is being given by these services, and therefore what can be paid vis-a-vis what the market can offer. And this is a thing that, a tenet that we try to focus on. And sustainability of services is very critical. We've looked at where the bank has been. We've seen how it has been, strengthening itself as far as profitability, balance sheet is concerned. But also, we do all this using partnerships as well. And we'll be looking forward. We've already started identifying those institutions that we can partner with to be able to deliver services, because we believe through partnerships, we will be able to offer sustainable services. So we also, as we do the provision of services, we want to ensure that the environment is protected. Green financing is one of the key things that we do. We've financed people to be able to use renewable energy, as you can see in those pictures, as some of the things that underpin our mission, and we hope that doing all this will be protecting the environment. But also, as we do all this, we've looked at the bottom line, the profits that are being made. But as we do that, we aim at ensuring that there is also better social performance of the customers that deal with us, with this institution. I thank you very much, and I believe maybe at a later stage there will be questions which I will be able to answer. I know I'm here with some of my colleagues. Benon is seated there, and a few others, and we have a booth. If there are any other questions, we can always answer them as they come. Thank you.